out of the mud so my kids won't have to. Let's continue to grind and shine. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Salute to all of you guys on a late edition, but it's still an edition. When the end comes for me, let it find me conquering a new mountain, not sliding down an old one. Write that down. Gotta grind and shine, Cowboy Nation, with no hesitations nor deviations. This is your brother from another mother, Law Nation. Let's go. Come on. Prize fighter. Even when he's down, he continue to swing. You do your job. You do what's best for you. Let the melodies and the rhythms of the heart sing and find you. Let it press down into the meditations of your thoughts. The ramification for the nation is here. Let's go. Come on. We live like 95. Let's continue to grind. Mama, there go that man again. Shout out to all of the HBOs and the SGs in the house. I'm your host, Law Nation. Jake the Great, I see you, fam. Let's continue to grind. Share gang, notification swat up. Yeah. We almost gonna beat that time. I think I am. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. All right. Come on. Ain't no party like a Law Nation party. Let's grind. Let's go. All right. Come on. All right. Yeah. Cowboy Nation. The name is Law Nation. I'm with you guys tonight. We're going to talk about a few things that's on my mind. And we're going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys. Of course, they at least put the schedule out there, the official schedule. So the I can't even talk tonight. The padded practice. I was about to say padded. The padded practice will be on July the 28th, I believe. So that's the first day when you get this chance to see out there in Oxnard the real deal Holyfields type of stuff. Now, on the flip side, on the flip end of everything, we got to have in the back of our minds that this team is not only is just going out there to soak in some of the California weather and get some of the California sun, but this team is out here, they're trying to soak in knowledge of the game, continuity. This will be Mike McCarthy's first time out there. This will also be some of the other coaches out there first time. So there's a lot of things that can go along the way. And to be honest with you guys, it can be a difficult task for those who are out there trying to learn the terrain, trying to learn the area and these sorts. So it can be crazy, it can be fickle, it can be frightening. But I come here to tell you guys that at the end of the day, the Dallas Cowboys must figure this thing out from A to Z. Should be no more politics into this mix. There should be no more situations and scenarios where you only giving this guy a chance because he's on the team. No, you got to look into this and say, man, I want to put the guy that's going to make this team win, put the best player available. We were talking about that even with the drafting, right? So they should do the same thing as it relates to the players that's on the field. So there will be camp battles. What will be the number one battle? who's going to play the opposite side on the defensive side of the coin. We know Diggs is the shoe-in, but who's going to be the other cornerback? Oh, with the linebacking situation and scenario, which one of these linebackers will be the one that's going to step up and say, hey, I'm the Mike. I'm not sitting out here trying to learn this thing. I already know this thing. So those are things that we have to be really cognitive of, right? And we have to put all thoughts onto that. Shout out to you, John. Shout out to you, Antonio. Was it Bags? Was good. Antonio was good, man. Gary, appreciate you for jumping in. Tim Johnson. Let me do this. My bad, excuse me. But let me pull this one up. I still got the power, baby. What's good with all of you guys that's here just tuning in on this glorious night? All right, so what I'm going to do is we're going to play 105.3 The Fan. They went through a ranking scenario of all of the teams. Before I hit the audio, where do you guys think that the Dallas Cowboys are ranked at throughout all of the teams in the NFL? What do you guys think? I like the ideal. I like the notion. I like the thoughts of the Dallas Cowboys being ranked in the 20s, late 20s, not even the early 20s. I want us to be ranked last so that, and I see Eastside Harold up in here, I like flying under the radar, believe it or not. I like being with the element of surprise. Shout out to you, Miss Jessica. Appreciate you for jumping in. Lopez, live like 95. Yeah. Tim Johnson says 18th. Yeah, I can live with that, right? But shout out to Brian Broader. Shout out to Jeff Cav. And I think Galvin is on here as well. So I like the element of surprise. But let's go. And then if I lose any lights or anything, it's raining, it's storming out here. So y'all just bear with me if the lights go out. We in Dallas, man. They got this fickle weather out here. But let's go.
They rank all 32 rosters.
The roster, the team.
For teams coming up for 2021. Strengths, weaknesses, X factors for every team in the starting lineup.
11th.
Let me know if y'all can hear that.
11th says the general. Jeffrey.
Hold on, I got to look at all the teams in football.
I like how you just threw that out there, General. Kind of like my 23 on.
Where you guys got the Cowboys ranked there?
12th.
12th. All right, here we go. We spin the wheel. Your Tampa Bay Buccaneers are number 1.
Cleveland's going to be in the top 5, maybe top 3.
Kansas City Chiefs are number 2.
Okay.
Good roster.
Cleveland Browns.
Before they say the Cleveland Browns and all of that, that's okay. We play the Kansas City Chiefs, of course, and we play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So when the season kick off, I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to hear anything. Shout out to you, Joseph Torres. Appreciate
number 3.
you.
Good team.
Look at that, Jeffrey.
Good team.
Buffalo Bills, number 4. Baltimore Ravens, number 5.
Okay.
Green Bay Packers, number 6.
Okay. We're creeping now. We could be at any time. Keep your head on a swivel.
Keep your head on a swivel here. Los Angeles Rams.
I don't buy that one.
At number 7. Why didn't you buy that
I
one?
don't buy that one.
Why didn't you buy that one?
Let me look at their entire situation here.
Rams have the best player in the NFL, regardless of position on their roster, with Aaron Donald at 456 pressures across the past 5 seasons, 86 more than any other player in the NFL.
That Aaron Donald's, man, he's a pressure guy. So, if they're going to rank them that high, then rank them that high. He's a pressure guy. Now, they do have a Matthew Stafford over there, a different type of quarterback. He's more riskier than Jeff Goff, I believe that's the name, right? So we'll find out how that team looked like for the 2021 season. But they want to rank them higher than the Dallas Cowboys. Then, so be it. It is what it is.
They do still have a good roster. They still got a good offensive line.
Yep.
Weapons. They got corners. All right. Yeah, that's fair.
But they did lose Troy Hill and John Johnson III to free agency, making it
Plus,
harder.
they picked up Stafford, Jeff. I know how big of a fan you are of him.
Yeah, so they'll just win the same amount of games they win every year and lose at about the same time because they're getting about the same quarterback play.
Shout out to you, Demetrius.
You're die on that hill, aren't you?
Die on that hill. All right, your Dallas Cowboys are number 8.
All right, we're in.
Oh, I never thought that the Dallas Cowboys. Oh my goodness. Swayze, what's good with you? What's good with you? I see you with the donation to help elevate this thing over here. Washington team will be a very good team this year. This is from Swayze. All right, so shout out to you for the donation to help elevate this thing, man. I really do appreciate you for that. But let's break that down since he put the money out there in the bucket over here. The Washington team will be let me read it again. The Washington team will be a very good team this year. What constitutes a very good team? What makes everybody feel like the Washington team should be the team that we all should fear? Because I come here to tell you guys, and it was brought to my attention. Shout out to David Hellman. He was on the show, or Dave Hellman. You know, he was on the show, and he was talking about the same sentiments, that people are putting Washington team on his mantle. But what if I told you, like Ripley's Believe It or Not, that the Washington team won only one more game than the Dallas Cowboys? Let me repeat. The Washington team last season won only one more game than the Dallas Cowboys. So, and when you look back at the game, it's not like that they just dominated against the Dallas Cowboys. And I know somebody going to say in the Thanksgiving game, they will yell to the high heavens and say, man, Lord, did you look at the final score? But majority of those points came after Mike McCarthy decided to go for it on 4th and 20 on his side of the field. You know, it was just kind of crazy and a whole bag of nuts with that particular game. But it's not like they're going to be this juggernaut of a team and they steamrolled through the Eagles, they steamrolled through the Giants, and they dominated against every team that they played against. They only won one more game than the Dallas Cowboys. And I don't think that they were missing their left tackle, their right tackle, their starting quarterback, as well as some other injuries that came afloat. Talented defense ran by Ron Rivera is dangerous in his second year. We got to see it on paper, baby. We got to. We got to see it on paper. And until I see it again, well, no. I'm sorry. I'm saying it all wrong. We got to see it on the field. I said paper. Yeah, that's on paper. But we got to see it on the field. It's going into their second year, but we still got to see it on the field. Excuse my French when I said paper. We all see it on paper, of course, but we got to see it on the field. So I'm gonna let that one. This is what we'll do, though, Swayze, and I appreciate you for your love and adulations for the nation and for the station over here. We're gonna put a placeholder on that one.
In this thing,
biggest strength is that the passing offense, if healthy, should be one of the best in the league.
All right, let me pause it right quick. I gotta look, Eastside. See, you was cool. But my only thing with you, Eastside Harold, is that you didn't keep that same energy all last season. That's my only gripe with you. Because I'm quite of the understanding that I don't think that Deshaun Watson was injured all last season. Oh, did they win more than 6 games last season, or 7 games or 8 games? I'm quite sure that Deshaun Watson had his wide receivers with him last season. Did he? Or did he lose off all of his wide receivers? Y'all let me know what happened to the Texans. You know, I really want to know, because I'm trying to be fair and balanced, because I believe that he was out there on the field. Or did Deshaun Watson, did he tear up something? Did he play every game? I want to know. You know, y'all help a brother out. HBO a brother on that one. Eastside, please explain to me what happened to the Texans last year. Did they lose their left tackle? Did they lose their right tackle? Did they lose one of their guards as well? Did they had a situation in a scenario that they lost other guys on their team? Because I don't follow the Texans that closely, but I'm quite sure that they had Deshaun Watson out there Now, granted, they lost DeAndre Hopkins to another team, but that's not our fault. Let me know.
Dak Prescott, he's got an 85.2 PFF grade before his injury last season. He was on pace to be the highest of his career. Wow. Even in Prescott's absent, rookie wide receiver CeeDee Lamb proved him to be one of the most dynamic slot receivers in the league. His 877 receiving yards from the slot in 2020 were fewer than only Cole Beasley's.
Wow.
Lamb, Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup are certainly in the conversation for the best wide receiver trio in the NFL.
Damn Skippy.
Biggest weakness, this secondary bled production to opposing passing offenses in 2020 and didn't get noticeably better in the offseason. Second-round selection, Kelvin Joseph has a chance to start opposite Trayvon Diggs.
Yeah.
While this might represent an upgrade in talent, last season showed the risk involved with relying heavily on rookie cornerbacks. 8 of the 20 highest yards per coverage snap marks at cornerback position belong to rookies in 2020. You've said this all along, Jeff. You've been on this.
Cowboys secondary is going to be real iffy.
Yeah, includes Diggs. The Cowboys are banking on young players improving on the fly with a new system. The X factor they feel like here is Randy Gregory. At 28 years old, he's a legitimate breakout candidate in Dan Quinn's defense. Gregory has played more than 300 snaps just once in his career due to a string of suspensions. He didn't meet the 300 snap threshold last season for Dallas, but was comfortably Gregory's best season on a per snap basis. Finished the year with an overall grade of 80.5.
Oh, okay, 80.5. All right, so let me read some of y'all questionings here. Did we improve? This is Swayze. Appreciate you, man. Did we improve our O-line this year? I've been out of the loop this offseason for the first time since 2002. Yes, there's a guy by the name of Josh Ball. I don't know which number he's going to wear for the Dallas Cowboys. I think it is number 76, but he's a 6'7" guy, and he's a big, tall guy. And I think as a not rotational, but a guy in a pinch, if you have to call him up, opposed to a Terrence Steele, I think that he's a whole lot better than a Terrence Steele. So that's an improvement. Far as from what I know, going back to what we talked about far as paper, on paper right now, we have Tyron Smith, right? And then, of course, on paper, we have La'el Collins. So what would be a big measuring stick would be in a couple of days from here when we go out to Oxnard to see whether or not these guys can stand upright. I just believe, and just call it faith. And of course, you can use a little hope in there and sprinkle a little bit in there. I just think that these guys are healthy. I do, until they prove me otherwise. That's the way I'm looking at it. So from a offensive line factor, I believe we are better. Ty Nsekhe, I think that spot that we got when we picked him up, I think that we probably still need to start looking. We do. And time is crunching in. I believe that they should, that's the operative word, bring somebody in before this camp kick off, for crying out loud. Ty Nsekhe, I think he's like 36, 37 years of age, so he's no spring chicken. He's long in the tooth, so we're going to have to really bring in some extra reinforcements. But we did drafted a guy named Matt Fornock. I think that's how you say his name. He is a guy that can give you some positional flex along that front, but we'll find out. That's why the training camp is here. We can't crown him too fast.
Pretty good.
He appears to have every opportunity to build on that. And what they say is their grading scale, if you're 90 plus, you're elite. 80 to 89 is good to high quality. 70 to 79 is average, and 69 or lower is below average here. So they're banking on Dak Prescott having a great year, and they're also talking about Randy Gregory, which we've kind of talked about here.
Yeah, he's going to have to be really good. He's going to be really good because I don't think the defense has a lot of things that you can rely on.
Okay.
They're best at defensive end and linebacker, but even those linebackers have played poorly before.
Right.
And which ones are going to be out there? So you're counting a lot on Tank Lawrence, Randy Gregory, and offense. And how far can that take you?
How about
Well, how about this? And shout out to my dog Jeff Kavanaugh, man. Always good stuff and good content. So here's the thing. On the defensive side, what we are banking on, right? We're basically a good defense will be also a good running game for your defense. If we can run the ball, and I'm not saying that you play clock management for crying out loud, but I really, really, really want this offense to be a little bit more efficient, and then you will see a better defense. Nevertheless, we're looking at Diggs going into his second year. I think that he will be more cerebral of the game. I think that the plays and the speed of the game would slow down a little bit for him toward the latter part of the season. I think that will still be here. Another thing that I believe that a lot of people are missing out on is the fact that last season we had to wait forever and a day for Donovan Wilson to get out there on the field. I think that week one, day one, you will have Donovan Wilson, so that's already a better start than what we seen last season. Okay, so now we look at Randy, Get Down, Blazem, Gregory. Remember, last year we waited until week 4, and then you had to wait an extra week before you get in football shape. So it was really like week 5, week 6. That's a long time to wait for something. Well, the good thing is now he's getting into shape now. He's working out now. You got training camp. Week 1, day 1, he will be out there on the field. So that's a better start than what we've seen in the previous years out of Randy Gregory. And on the opposite side of him, of course, you got this right here. You got D-Law. Truth be told, D-Law, he's one of the good guys out there, great with his hands, and he knows the defense already, because if you think about it, the front still is the same. They're talking about playing more of a cover 3 than what we played last season. So that's more to do with your secondary. Your front's still going to be the same. Chase get upfield. This is going to be attacker mode. So I believe that this defense, just from what I can see, is that this defense will be better than what we experienced last season. And everywhere Mike Nolan went, and I'm not trying to use him as a scapegoat, everywhere he been, his defense been ranked at the bottom end. Let's see what we have here. Shout out to Sadiq with Charles. Appreciate you for holding it down. Demetrius Alexander the Great says Kellen Moore is trash. He killed the running game. I think that Kellen Moore, going into his last season was his second year. Now this will be his third year as an offensive coordinator, playing this situation out. I think that he learned something last season, and every year you build upon that. And this is I can't say it's a make it or break it, because the Cowboys signed him for a longer contract. But this will be the truth or the tell-all year. If he can't get this running game scenario together, then we can really point the finger at him, because now he got all of the excuses out the way. It's going into his third year. He's no more a young guy at this, right?
A Pro Football Focus projection of Micah Parsons' grade of a 91.6.
That's pretty optimistic. I'll take. Is that a projection, or is that what he graded in college the last time he played?
Well, that's a projection.
Okay, well, I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, to me, let's see. I'll make sure that's right. I think
the guy with the Colts, second rounder, had a great rookie year at linebacker. It's not a job that takes a lot of runway to build up to in the NFL.
Yeah, it's a college grade, Jeff.
I was going to say, last year there was no linebacker that graded in the 90s.
Yeah, that was a college grade. That's from their college breakdowns that they've done on PFF. So your Dallas Cowboys with the 8th best roster. Questions like we've talked about a bunch. Defense, especially secondary. Offense, high marks.
Do you still have it open?
I do.
How far down is Washington? Because I think that's a good roster.
I do too.
They just don't have Dak.
Minnesota was behind them. Denver at 10. Wow. Was behind them. San Francisco at 11. I'm sorry, guys. Football team is at 12.
Okay.
12.
So you think those are two very similar rosters?
Oh, I think they have a better. They have. It's weird to word it, because I'm going to say they have a better team, but quarterback is a big part of the team.
Yeah.
Outside of quarterback, Washington, I think, has a better team, but you just have a considerably better quarterback.
We will find out. So Jeff believed that the Washington team has a better team. I can't wait to figure this thing out and find out. Because now when we go line by line, we look at their DBs comparable to our DBs. Yes, I understand. They got. I need to put up their full roster, but we gonna go over this thing when I have more time, and I'm gonna dissect every player and what they can and can't do. Now I do know that their front, they had a catalyst when they got the what's their defensive rookie of the year? What was his name? Y'all posted down in the comment box, man. It's at the tip of my tongue. What's that defensive guy name? Yeah, it's at the tip of my tongue, from Ohio State. Y'all help me out now. What's his name? Chase Young. Okay, appreciate you. It's late over here. So Chase Young. When they got Chase Young, he was the catalyst for their defense. Sparked up a lot of things for their defense. Juxtaposed or similar to when the 49ers, when they went and got Bosa. Y'all remember defense, they had every year they was drafting a defensive lineman, a defensive front guy. And it wasn't until they went and got Bosa for the 49ers to bolster up that defense. And I believe they had enough rally points, and they had a serviceable quarterback at the time to take and carry them all the way to the Super Bowl, for crying out loud. Now, the Washington team did something similar. They went and got this guy, Chase Young, and it bolstered up their front. Everybody was able to say, okay, now we can fly upfield, get up to the quarterback and make him pay, and these sorts of things. So what they did, they circumvented this year and said, okay, we need a more serviceable quarterback, for crying out loud. And they went and got Ryan Fitzpatrick, who is a volatile quarterback, meaning that there's a high peaks and then there's some low lows, but he never put together a complete year, Ryan Fitzmagic, or that's what they call it. And then they say, oh man, this is some crazy magic, because it disappears after 4 or 5 games. So we give them that. But right now, I come here to tell you guys, that was just one guy. Now, of course, I like the linebacker they picked up in the draft, Jamin Davis. Y'all know how that go, the other kid from Kentucky or what have you. But now we look at the Dallas Cowboys. If it took, hear me out, Cowboy Nation, before y'all try to crucify me. But if it took one player for the 49ers to switch their defense around, and everybody looked at the 49er defense differently, it took one player for Bosa to get into that locker room to wake that defense up, right? It took one player for the Washington team to wake that thing up, right? Chase Young, when he went over it took one player. I come here to tell you guys that in this 2021 defensive draft class, what if? And I'm using no arbitrary words. I'm not sitting here saying that he is the end-all, be-all. But what if Micah Parsons is that one player for us? Let that sizzle down and rest in your spirits there. Micah Parsons is not afraid. He's the guy that say, hey, I'm going to learn all I can. I'm going to pick up all that I can, and I'm going to figure this thing out as well, regardless of the situation and scenario. One player. And of course I do know that this is a collective, this is a team game. I do know. The love below says no, Micah, bro. He ain't the guy, huh? He ain't the guy. But who would have thought that Bosa was the guy? And I know that they was drafted in the first few picks there, collectively speaking. Daryl says Micah Parsons said, see ball, get ball, like the water boy. I'm telling people, man, all it takes is a few. You guys remember the movie Few Good Men, right? It just take a few, not a bunch. And then everything else will rally behind itself. even when we think about Cheeto Awuzie when he was here last season, right? We had Diggs on the opposite side and Cheeto on the other end. Who believe that coming straight out of college, ball skills as raw it could be, that boss man can be better than what Cheeto Awuzie exhibits? Who believe that just playing the ball, that boss man fat can give you a little bit more of an edge in that category? Although Cheeto, I'm not selling and denigrating him because y'all know that's my guy. But who would believe, Shout out to you, Stelios, Randy, Godzilla, Gregory. Appreciate you, man.
This is Sparta!
Appreciate you. Jay says, boss man, yeah. Appreciate you. Who else we got over here? We have 211 and number 94. Yeah. I see what you're saying. We have number 11 and number 94. It's gonna be. Look, I know. Right now, the land of optimism is not the favorable way to go. It's better to be pessimistic about everything, because right now, if you're pessimistic, you can still fall on the fact that, okay, the Cowboys last season went 6 and whatever, and the Cowboys season before that went 8-8. I get it. And then you can throw in the other jab and say, well, the Dallas Cowboys didn't do anything since 1995. That's the way to be the pessimistic person. I feel you on that. Right? I get it. I understand that part of it. But if you feel that this team is the exact same team that was out there in 2013, 2012, or even the year we made it to the playoffs, if you feel like this team is the exact same team in 2014, 2016, you've been misinformed. Or even the team that's in 2018. Yeah. Shout out to you. He says Nation Wright will be the starter. This is Jake the Great, 1804. If he is, that means he's going to ball out in a couple of weeks. And newsflash, we'll be out there to see it. We will. We'll be out there to see it. Now, Dak coming back with a vengeance. This is Alex. I believe Dak will. The boy is hungry. and I tell people all the time, you want that person with that PhD mentality. Poor, hungry, and determined. And I know a lot of people would be looking at this thing saying, you can't mention poor around Dak. You don't see that big old contract he got, but it's the mentality. I want to go out there and make it the best thing or the best way possible. Look, the NFL news cycle been so dry that they started handing out these violations. And let me click on this one right here. I got to bring this up. The 49ers were fined $100,000 and Kyle Shanahan was fined $50,000. The Jaguars were fined $200,000 and Urban was fined $100,000. Of course, the Cowboys $100,000, and then Mike McCarthy, he was fined $50,000. Now, my thing is, with all of these fines that was handed out, much to do about nothing. Don't y'all know how much the NFL makes? And on top of that, Jerry Wayne Jones, he make that amount of money in his sleep. He probably can reach out to the 49ers, the Jaguars, and all of the other teams and say, hey, man, I got that for you, man. Let's keep this thing moving. Yeah, so it's crazy. I think that the biggest fine was the Washington team. I think they was fined like $10 million. And that's just spitting it into the ocean and saying, okay, I'm going to fill it up. These guys are billionaires with a B. They laughed at this. When they handed out those fines, that's like the equivalency of you being late and they said, okay, it's 50 cents or $1. And another news right here, John Machota, He mentioned in an article, I don't have the access to The Athletic, but if you do, please check them out. He says running back coach Ezekiel Elijah Elliott looking way quicker, way more elusive, and more fluent. Now, of course, during this time of the season, like I said, there's two fans out there. There's the pessimistic and there's the optimistic. And looking at this thing, I know people will say to themselves, Law, they said that last year about Ezekiel. But I come here to tell you guys, when you're looking at Ezekiel Elliott, if you look at Ezekiel Elliott, he looks different. He just looks different. Alex says, Law, what's the call in number? Y'all really want, how long I've been live? Let me see how long I've been live. Somebody let me know how long I've been live, and then I will make sure that I can do this call-in scenario. Because, yeah. Law, this is from John, my guy. He says, Law, I think Micah Parsons is going to be a great linebacker. We all think and hope so. Go Daddy Cowboys. Shout out to you, KC with the K. Shout out to you, Jessica. Tank and Randy make Tom sandwiches. Don't nobody say nothing because you're doubting our team. Yeah. Make Tom sandwiches. Yeah, I love it. 36 minutes. Okay, Trey, appreciate you. Let's go with it. Let's see if I got this thing queued up for everybody, man. Let's give me 1 second here. Bear with me, Cowboy Nation, as I set this thing up. Come on. I know what I can do right here. Hey, come on. Yeah. Let's see if I can pull this over here. That's when we was out there in training camp. That's where we'll be at in a few days. Training camp, baby. Exclusive from your boy, Law Nation. Without hesitations nor deviations, your brother from another mother will be out there. Yeah, come on. Ain't no party like a Law Nation party, yeah. Come on. Yeah. Let's go. Setting it up. Y'all see it. Come on, baby. The grind for your mind. Shout out to ya, the one. This is for my dog, Randy Gregory.
Smoke weed every day.
One of them dogs over here. Yeah. Come on. The link is sent. Yeah. I know the word is sent. I'm just playing with you guys. The link is out there though. Yeah. Y'all see it. All right, so that's where we will be at in Oxnard. As you guys can see some of the practice that was going on at that period of time. And of course, that was old man Witt when he was out there. and he was doing his thing. And of course, we were looking at it like, hey, he's taking reps and snaps away from such and such. So we will be back at it. But we got somebody on the screen here, DC for life. Talk to me.
What's up, Law? How you doing?
Into it, man. It's your world.
Hey, I got a couple questions for you.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think's gonna have the most sacks this year between Gregory, D-Law, and Parsons?
It's gonna be, from what I can see, that doggone Randy Gregory. He's a natural. So I just think that I said before on previous shows, I said that the kid is going to get north of 8 sacks.
And
So
do you think
he could be the most?
I'm sorry.
No, I said he's going to get the most sacks, I believe.
And do you think what's his name? Is it Neal?
Keanu Neal, yeah.
Yeah, Neal. You think he's gonna help train up Cox?
He's the bridge. It's always good to have a bridge guy, but this bridge come with a situation and scenario that this particular bridge is looking for a payday. So I believe that he's going to try to play his you-know-what off. He already knows this particular defense. So I think that he's going to train up as much as he can, but he's also is going to be as serviceable as he can as well.
Now, who do you think is going to have a better season this year, rookie-wise, between Parsons and Bossman Pat?
Oh my goodness! You know I'm biased as it relates to defensive backs because that's a spot that I played at, but I just looking at the way they're gonna utilize Parsons up front, and especially if he's gonna blitz off of Randy Gregory's side or they're gonna flip him over to D-Law's side and then occasionally send him through the A gap. I just think that Parsons would be more of an impact player than Bossman. Bossman is gonna take a few games for him to get his legs up under him.
And I don't understand all these people saying that Washington has such a great team. I really don't. Fitzpatrick, he's a magician. Like you said earlier, he shows up for 4 games and then disappears.
Right.
And
right.
I mean, Dak's always been there for us. He even when he got injured, he still led the league up to week 9 for the most passing yards. And, granted, he was scrambling for his life because our offensive line was all our veterans were mostly injured.
Facts.
And so, and that also factors in with Zeke not being as run efficient because we didn't have the veterans in there being able to make the holes that he was used to. We had a lot of rookies in there. So I just thought I might add that too.
No, you spitting the truth over here. I should have had my umbrella out, man. You spitting nothing but the truth over here, fam. And just like you said, you went and got the tattoo, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I see it. So yeah, you spitting the truth over here, and that is exactly what's going to happen. And I believe that this team is going to hit everybody by surprise.
And I really hope Tyron Smith, man, he stays healthy. And man, I mean, because last year it was a nightmare on that left side. But I think with us adding, I think we added 2 offensive linemen last year. This year on the draft.
Yeah, we added, and there's another guy that's undrafted. I may have to dig up some film on him. And I don't have his name in front of me right now, but I'm really bullish on Josh Ball. I think that his skill set and his ability to play left or right tackle, and he could be your swing tackle. He got good knee bend, good strong strike. He got a mean demeanor. He's a little hothead because when he get beat, he don't like that. But outside of his off-the-field situation that happened way in 2015-16 year, I think that he is the guy. And in a pinch, if the Dallas Cowboys got to shuffle up the deck and move some things around, I believe they can kick them inside as well.
Do you think Josh Ball will be better than Knight?
Yeah, I think that Josh, his tape and everything shows me that he will be eventually better than Knight. I think Knight probably got a leg up because he already knows the system and the offense. And when Knight was called, he didn't wet the bed. Basically, he did a good job when he was out there.
Then I probably was thinking of Steele, but I knew one of them didn't do very good. But
see, Steele, the thing is, we didn't supposed to see Steele in probably to like 2023, 2024. And he was undrafted for a reason. And they threw Steele out there, sink or swim. And he tried to do his best. He came along toward the latter part of the year last season. But he's still raw. He got the physical size. He got the height and all of the measurables. But he just still raw. So I just think that he was just displayed too quickly, and the Dallas Cowboys did a horrible job of not executing and going out there and grabbing a tackle, the veteran.
And then I'm just going to ask you one more question. I'm going to get off here so someone else can get on. Do you think they are going to rotate like players off the defensive line, such as like Tristan Hill for Bohanna and such on certain downs?
Yeah, Bohanna, Big Bo, he's not a 3-down guy. So I think that it would be better for them to rotate. I think that their starting lineup will be lighter than what he will be. And I think the starting lineup will be Gregory, Brent Urban, and you will have probably Tristan, and you probably roll out D-Law, of course, and then they'll go from there, from that order. From Tristan, it'll be Gallimore, and then from Brent Urban, you'll probably have packages where you see Big Bo in there.
And the last thing I have to say is I hope that they don't have D-Law standing up, because he's more proficient when he's down.
Oh yeah, they gotta have that kid exploding off, the LOS with his hand in the dirt and get it going that way. Yeah.
But I'll let you go. Thank you, D-Law. Thank you, Law, for your time. I appreciate it. And much love, brother.
Appreciate you, man. Much love to you, man. Appreciate you. Jake, the great 1804. What's good? You live.
What's up? What's that, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah, man, I can hear you, man. You sound pretty good over here. I think the people can hear you as well. What you got for this episode?
Well, man, just I always say every year, what I'm saying, the Cowboys gonna win the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? That's just my thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like that this year only because the offense has no problems.
Mm-hmm.
Like as far as, they need to be more efficient in the red zone. That's what I would like to see. But I think the defense is going to surprise a lot of people. I think the front four is going to be really disruptive, and they're going to cause a lot of pressure. And I think just the rotation of that front four and the linebackers, I think that defense is going to surprise a lot of people. And I believe this year we're going to make a real, real deep run, man. It just everything seems poised to line up. Like last year, like you said, I'm going to give it a mulligan, you know what I mean? Because COVID, we switching defenses, everything is digital, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's basically where I'm heading to, What you thinking about that?
Well, we got to wait and see, of course, every year we should, declare and decree that we're going to do this and do that, but it's up to these guys to have it deep down in their hearts. And what I got right now is I got a B-roll basically of the last time I was out there in Oxnard, when we was able to come out there and, videotape and get things out there. And I've seen a few people said, hey, guess what? None of these guys are still on the roster, primarily on the defensive side. And they're right. There's so much turnover that a lot of times when you think about it collectively, it's a good situation because these guys didn't live up to the expectations. So I believe that with this new defensive coordinator, with the staff that we got in hand now, should be able to put us in better light and better situations so that we won't be looking back at what we did in the past.
Right.
Yeah, so that's how I look at this thing.
Right. You know, one thing I be seeing on the comments a lot, I see people be like, you know, saying Zeke got to tighten up and Tony Pollard this, Tony Pollard that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people got to understand Tony Pollard was the backup to Darrell Henderson in Memphis.
Right.
You know what I mean? Tony Pollard is not somebody that you want to give the Zeke treatment to. Zeke is just different. You know what I mean? Like Tony Pollard, he's like that gadget guy. When you beat him up with Zeke, then you feed Pollard, and then that's when he's more effective. I would like to see Tony Pollard get that Cardell Patterson treatment, because this man returned 7 kickoffs for a touchdown in college.
Right.
You know, off special teams. Even if it's 8 yards deep, I think he should be allowed to run it out the end zone. You know, what do you think about that?
Well, I think who had that issue? Was it Tony Pollard when he kept on running it out of the end zone? We're like, no. Last season,
I think he didn't like trust himself, or the coaches didn't trust him. But if you notice, towards the end of the season, he started like they gave him more free reign, and he just was like making plays. I believe this year he might run 3 kickoffs for a touchdown. Off special teams. I believe that he's that good.
He got better at it toward the latter part, but my thing, this is my philosophy. Tony don't need to press it. Tony just needs to just understand his role and understand that the fan base will always be the fan base. I recall, I'm old enough to remember, hey, push Sherman Williams out there, push Sherman Williams, push Sherman. Yeah, I know you remember it, right? And then you saw how that went. And I'm not saying, definitely not saying that Tony Pollard is a Sherman Williams. Or I remember when everybody was saying, hey man, you got to put Troy Hambrick, put him out there, man. Right now he looking more explosive than Emmitt Smith, man. You got to put Troy. And then when Troy Hambrick got out there, it lasted for 1 or 2 series, and he realized, it's a different world when you got 15 snaps, 16, 18, 20 snaps opposed to 5 or 6. So I just want Cowboy Nation to look at it like this. Utilize Tony Pollard as a dual threat, but not look at him as the main threat. And I think that this will help this team out tremendously if they look at it like that.
Right. And where a lot of people saying Zeke's slowing down, I can only use an example from my little cousin, right? When he was leaving high school and he was going to college football, they made him put on some more weight, just, to deal with the impact and just, the grind of the season. Mm-hmm. But I believe what they did with Zeke, making him put on that weight, and then, he's like, all right, I'm strong, now I'm just going to run people over. I believe that weight took him away from what made Zeke, and then he had to hear the chirping and the talking from everybody else to realize, all right, maybe if I come in, I believe Zeke is probably like a good 10 pounds lighter than he was. He seems real quick and light on his feet, and I believe it's just he's dropped some of that muscle weight, probably done some different kind of workout to just get more leaner and just back to his explosive self. I believe we're going to see more of that from Zeke this year.
Yeah, some of the biggest problems with running backs, they feel like, hey, if I add extra weight, it would help me out for this long term of the seasons, what have you, because it's so long, and it's a brutal situation. But 9 times out of 10, when you look at players, especially the running back, when they lose some of that fluid, when they lose some of that agility, if they lose some of their elusiveness, that's what I meant to say. When they lose some of that, they don't become the best version of themselves. It just doesn't work out right with them. I recall Felix Jones. You remember him?
Oh, of course. Man.
Yeah. When he gained that extra weight, he went from he used to like David Chappelle, and then after he gained that extra weight, he looked like a little bowling ball with legs, and he just couldn't cut anymore, and he ran funny. So I just didn't like when he gained that extra weight, because he felt like, hey, if I gain the extra weight, it can help me out for the long run. But no. I think that Ezekiel Elliott is on a better pathway of staying trim. I think he's like 220, and instead of being 229, 232, 230, I think that you get a faster guy, you get a more athletic Zeke, and I still got I put my bet out there for everybody last season. Remember I said I'd cash out $100 to anybody if Zeke Elliott hurdle somebody, right?
Yeah.
And the first person said, hey, Lord, where my money at? I believe I'd probably need to renege because if he stays at this weight, he gonna hurdle somebody again.
Yeah. Not only is he gonna hurdle somebody, but he's gonna leave some ankles on that field if he does that. If he does that cut and spin move that he's been doing, he's perfecting that little cut and spin.
Yeah.
I'm watching him. You know, one thing though, I think the fan base needs to kind of take it easy on Jalen Smith because when with the draft of Michael Parsons, and I'm seeing how they want to use him as like just blitzing off the edge or just rushing. They should have just done that with Jalen Smith. Like, I mean, they took him away from what he does best and like, all right, you're fast enough. We're going to drop you in the coverage. But everybody knows when Jalen Smith is coming in on blitzes, he's coming in with violent intentions, and he usually gets there. You know, I'm just wondering, like, why did they just throw him out there like, all right, just guard, and never really try to bring him in to rush? And now that we got Michael Parsons, now we're like, you know what? We're going to use him to come off the edge and be a blitzing linebacker. You know, and I feel like we kind of got that too with Jalen Smith. We just didn't use him right.
Yeah, it's a scenario whereas when we look at Jalen Smith and his overall collective skill set, we wanted him to be like his hype was like, okay, it was feeling like what we are feeling and saying with Michael Parsons, right? With Jalen ever get healthy.
Yeah.
My thing is with Jalen, that's the Cowboys way. If you're good at something, they try to put you at something else. That's just how it used to be in the past. Hopefully, Dan Quinn looks at Jalen's skill set, and especially during this training camp, and he say, okay, I'm now going to utilize you to your strength. I'm going to blitz you off the edge. Right. Hey, if you can't cover as well, we got other linebackers. We got other people to do those responsibilities now. Keep this in mind, Jake the Great. Keep this in mind. This is the first year that we had multiple athletic linebackers. Last season and the year before that, it was Sean Lee or bust. Of course, we had a good parade with LVE, but that was just only for a cup of coffee. So hopefully this year, if LVE and Jalen don't pan out the way that we want them to do, at least you can fall on the sword with Keanu Neal, Jabril Cox.
You know, not to cut you off about LVE, just like a personal thing. I think it's a good omen because check this out. 3 days ago, I was driving on. I think it was like I-90 through. I think it was where's that dude from, man? Right next to. I'm like, you know, this Lady Van Der Esch country, and sure enough, coming up on my left was a Greyhound bus, and it said Dallas Cowboys travel. It had 55 on both sides, and then it had the Boise horse in the middle, and it said Van Der Esch. I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna chase this bus down. I ain't gonna stop until he stopped and he gonna sign his jacket. But you know, he got a good bus driver, man. That bus was giving me the business. So I didn't catch him, but that's a good omen. I think Van Der Esch gonna have a hell of a year. Hopefully, you know what I mean, he stays healthy. You know, I definitely seen his bus. I didn't get a chance to see him, but you know, you would have definitely heard me tell you I got an autograph from him though.
Well, certainly, man. That was actually his father. His father have a touring bus that they all tour.
Oh,
they
yeah?
drive to the Dallas Cowboys game. Yeah, his father's a diehard Cowboys fan, by the way. So it's just crazy how many Cowboy fans we got here. But man, it was a good call from you, man, Jake.
All right, man. Hopefully I see y'all in Oxnard, man. I'm trying to get out of there, man. Take it easy, love.
10-4, man. Salute, fam.
All right.
That's my dog, Jake the Great, man. We got Stelios. I see Daryl in the house, and I see Miss Jessica, Robert Vance. Oh, we got a party tonight. Unc, man, what's good with you?
Oh, hey, what's up? How's it going, man?
Man, it's your world. I'm just trying to, you know, live in it. What you got going on? What you got for this episode?
Well, I got a little party hardy about my sons last night, so I'm still recouping from that. I went to work jacked up, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, I ain't worried about the offense. I ain't worried about Zeke. He did trim down, so yeah, like you said, you be talking about Sherman Williams. Yeah, I was like, yeah, when you put, no, don't put that cat in there. Don't put that cat in there. And Brick and Hambrick was a fat bowling ball.
Right,
so
right.
that it, you got to play to your strength.
Facts.
You put the player in his natural position, play to his strength, because they're going to see his weak. They already saw their weaknesses last year. Yeah. So I'm optimistic about the defense. It's just a wait and see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, and then we're gonna see the teaching too, because we saw even in the mini camp we saw the teaching from Coach Dan Quinn, and now in Oxnard you really gonna see the teaching, because that's when he got to really teach everybody, and we'll be visible, you know. So I'll be out there hopefully to get some of these footages for everyone.
Yeah, I'll try to wait and make my way out there, but I'm not promising nothing. I ain't promising nothing, but I'll try. I'm trying to work it so I can get the heck out, work at least 3 or 4 days. And,
I already know.
And get up there, man, because I got to get. Well, it's got to be way cooler there than it is here right now. It's like 109 right now.
Ooh,
I'm sitting in the truck, sweating like a dog.
You said the word.
Sweating like a dog. Sweating like a dog. Oh yeah, hey. Also, you need to. I'm looking. No, wait a minute. Not. Let me replace that word need. I would like for you to try to cue up some Godzilla roars when you're broadcasting.
Okay.
See if you can try to cue up some of those. I'm not telling you need to. I'm asking you. I'm just asking. I ain't gonna try to tell you what to do on your show. You know what I'm saying, bro?
I mean, it's not my show technically. It's your show, man. It's the fans, man. It's all of y'all, man. I'm just here, man, just taking time. That's all I'm here for.
That's right. But I just don't want to be that dude with the thumb pointing at him. That guy. I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah. So. Let me see if I can find one of these Godzilla.
Trying not to do that.
Can you hear that one?
No, I didn't hear that one.
Okay.
It wasn't loud enough, but that's
a nice one right there. I don't know. I don't know. Let me know in the chat. Can y'all hear that one? That sounds like a good one, though.
Jeez.
Let me see.
Nah, can't nobody hear it.
Can't nobody hear it? Oh, okay.
I can't hear it.
Yeah,
I can't hear it. But anyway.
Purvis said he can hear it. He said he can hear it. So let me download that one.
Well, he must. Oh, wait. Yeah, well. Purvis. I'm in the StreamYard. I'm not on the YouTube.
If you're in the green room, you probably can't hear it in there though. So
I can't. No, I can't hear it. I got one on. I got plenty of them on this side. So.
Oh, okay. Yes,
that's
indeed.
all good.
So what else? What else you got for the show, Chief?
That's it. I just figured I'd just jump on here real quick and holler at you before I went in here and went to bed.
All right, cool.
It's tough getting old, man. But
man, we all fighting to get there.
It is what it is, man. But
you know what? Where you at?
You know what? Hey, one thing I will tell you, man. I seen this dude was so ugly, man.
Oh.
This morning, this cat was so ugly. But you gonna ask? You ain't ask. You're supposed to say how ugly was he?
How ugly was he? Yeah.
This cat was so ugly that make a hungry bulldog jump off a meat truck. That.
Now that's an ugly dude. Cause them bulldogs, they ain't gonna jump off of that. Them bulldogs, they ain't gonna really jump off of that.
Oh no! If they that gruesome, yeah, they probably will. But anyway, let me get off of here. Let somebody else get on. All right.
All right. Appreciate you. You have a good one.
Later, deuces.
Yes, indeed, man. That was a good call from him. Let me give him one of these. Here we go. All right. Next we have Daryl. What's good with you, Chief? How you living?
What up, Law? You know me, dog. You know me. I gotta call you fam. So
all right, fam. Hey, I love it, man. I like that hat, by the way. That's a
you
cool
fam to
hat.
me. Hey, I told you I rock this thing. I don't rock it all the time because I don't want to mess it up. But when I'm on your show and the other guy's show, I rock this thing. Trust me on that. But what I was gonna go off of earlier when I was listening to you. You're talking about Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
I think Micah Parsons is the key to this thing. He can just stay healthy and everybody stay healthy. Like I told you, I have a feeling we're going to surprise a lot of people. Even that old Washington team that Jeff over there, even though I love Jeff's my dog. You know, all you guys are my dog. You know, you're fam to me. If you Cowboys fans, real Cowboys fans, loyal, truthful, honest, respectful, rock with your team, whether you're losing or winning, then you're a real Cowboys fan. Now, if you're one of those fans that, say I'm a fan of the team, and then you don't stick with your team no matter what they're doing, and you talk crap about them, then you're just another fan to me, in my opinion.
Right.
But
Fickle fan.
A real fan will stick with a team no matter whether they're winning or losing, doing okay, not doing okay. Like last year, we wasn't doing so hot. But this year, I think if the defense can stay healthy and everybody on offense can stay healthy and Dak can stay upright, sky's the limit, baby. You can keep on hating, but you know what I say about haters? Haters keep hating, but you can drink that lemonade all day. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm drinking the Dan Quinn Kool-Aid. I'm drinking the Micah Parsons and the Kelvin Joseph and the CeeDee Lamb and Mr. Ford that I'm a fan of, that I've been a fan of since he was with Mississippi State when the Cowboys drafted him in the 4th round. That's how well I follow this team. And a true fan sticks with their team no matter whether they got a great quarterback or not. You know? And when we didn't have Troy and we were going through those years and we had just Romo, I was still a fan of the team. Even though we didn't win all the time, we choked when we were in the playoffs. But still, I stayed with my team, no matter what. That's what a true fan is. Like I'm a true fan of you, even though you're not family by blood. All you guys are family if you're in Cowboys Nation. But you got to be a true fan for me to be a fan of you. And you got to be real, and you got to be honest, and you got to be passionate about the Dallas Cowboys. If you ain't passionate, get out my face.
Yeah, that's what man, I didn't know I was going to get the gospel this late.
Well, I just saying, I love you, Law. You know, I don't get to talk to you that much. I'm working all the time, so I don't really get to talk to you that much. And then when you are on, I don't always get a chance to catch you. I catch you too late. You know, because I'm grinding, taking care of my wife, and trying to get my life together and put myself in the Lord's hands and follow whatever his plan is for me. Yeah. And his plan is this year, he's like, Daryl, just worry about taking care of you so you can take care of others and so you can bless other people with your positiveness and your passion and who you are. And if people will love you, they're going to love you for you. And if they don't love you, just say God bless them and pray for them.
Hey, man, you spitting the word tonight, Daryl. You know, you just getting it out of the mud so your wife don't have to. You know what I'm saying? So you continue
the thing
to do
of it
that.
is my grandfather taught me. He was 70-something years old, and before he passed away when he was 80-something, he told me, Daryl, he said, you have one life, and when you meet a good woman and she truly loves you and you love her, and you doing whatever job it is, whether it's playing football, whatever it may be, all walks of life. I don't care where you come from. Remember where you come from, and treat people with love and the dignity, the respect that they deserve. And if they're raised right and they're good people and they're genuine, they'll treat you the same way and love you for you, regardless. And they won't judge you either, because there's only one person that has the right to judge, and that's Jesus.
Amen to that, man. I really appreciate you, man, for spitting your word out here. Thank you for calling in, D.
Hey, I love you, and God bless all Cowboys Nation. And hey, We're going to the Super Bowl this year. I'm calling it. Okay, that's my big prediction. Okay.
Yes, indeed, man.
And we're
Much
gonna
love
slap
to
the
you. Let's
text out
go.
mouth of Tom Brady in the first week. You can bet that.
That's what I'm talking about. Spitting the word, the gospel, and the truth over there. That's my dog right there. Give him some dog. I know y'all can hear that dog. Yeah, I know y'all can hear that dog right there. I even got Godzilla over here. All right, Miss Jessica, what's good? How you doing, love?
Hi, love. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great.
Fine. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. I can't complain.
How's the wife and kids?
The wife,
the family
is wonderful. My two little lovely daughters. They are running the house, and I'm the only male in the house. So I'm in my little man cave,
I thought
and
you
they
was
running.
expecting another baby.
What'd you say?
I thought y'all was expecting another baby.
No. You hear that knocking on wood? I'm done because I already know what's going to happen. It's going to be another girl. I just think that Beyonce.
No, you can't say that.
Beyonce
You can't
said,
say
"Who
that.
run the world,
It might be that boy.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway. Yeah, I'm sorry I've been MIA, but we was in our homecoming, so that's why y'all ain't been seeing me. We had our 49th homecoming this year in my church last week, so that's why y'all ain't been seeing me.
Oh.
And yeah, but like I said, it's about that Tom Brady sandwich. Let's talk about that. Okay. Everybody want to put our boys down. Well, we're gonna see Tank and we're gonna see D-Law and Randy get down Gregory and go out there and make a pita roll sandwich out of old Tom Brady. We're gonna have Tom Brady sandwiches, okay? Anyway, they need to stop judging our team off of last season, because baby, this is not the same team. These boys are ready. We got our healthy old linemen back. They ain't met Lance. They ain't met Mr. Smith. See, they want to talk about they Chase Young. They want to still hold on to what happened last year. Well, let them stay in the past. Because, baby, our boys coming back and they going to lay it down for them. And they finna get to shutting up people's mouth. And everybody that want to jump off the ship, y'all stay off the ship. You hear me? Don't come back. Don't come back when the boys go to whooping and winning and beating and showing up all game, every game, and laying it down. Okay?
You spitting the truth over there, because
y'all got to hang in there. And y'all
can you go into more details on D-Law? Because I just want you to just give some praises to D-Law. I just feel like he's just the black sheep of this
D-Law
family.
let us know. He said, I can't stand quarterbacks. So he go hard after them quarterbacks. So that's why you see him trying to get there. See, he didn't have no help, no good certified help. They kept putting Gregory in. They kept taking him out. They kept putting him in and taking him out. Y'all saw when Tank and him was in there together, they got to making sandwiches. They got to making and making fumbles happen. Y'all know Tom Brady ain't going to be able to handle that. See, he ain't met the D-Law and Randy Gregory. Get down Gregory. And then we got Mr. Micah Parsons coming in to make that third piece, that third leg. See, they ain't going to be able to hold all of them off of him. It's going to be some fumbling, some sack sandwiches. I want them to keep sacking him and make him go days like they did. Oh, what's that dude name from the New York Giants that done retired?
Oh,
they slapped him down. They had him in days line.
See, that's what I want.
So y'all just gotta keep y'all just keep hope alive, people. Y'all gotta stay positive. Y'all can't look at this team and look at it and say, oh, we gonna be like last year. Oh, no.
That's what I want people
Coaching
to do.
is them beefed up.
This is what I want people to do, Jessica. Just off of your wordings alone. I want somebody out there, this is just an offer on the table, to create a t-shirt that says, we making sack sandwiches, and I want it to be the Cowboys blue. I just envision it like the Cowboys blue with the star and sack sandwiches. And we need to wear that week one. And we're gonna have some sack sandwiches. Randy Gregory on one side. You know, that's gonna be the blazing hot mustard, right? It's gonna be on the sandwich. And then you got D-Law. Oh my goodness, there's gonna be all of the beef and all of the spicy chicken or beef or whatever it may be. Oh my goodness, man, we're gonna have some sack sandwiches. Yes. Tom Brady is in the inside. You know, oh yeah.
Yes.
Let's go.
It's time to daze that joker like they did that dude from the new what's his name?
Eli.
His name. Eli Manning. Boy, they had him dazed, boy. He was like, which way did it go?
Yeah.
Which way did it go? Which way? Oh, where am I? Where am I? What happened? Who hit me? Okay, I'm ready for Tom Brady to be like that. He want to think he Mr. Baddie. Can't nobody get him. Oh yeah, D-Law and Randy can.
Oh yeah.
And old Mr. Mike Parsons and all them other pieces. You got to get all them boys out there. And what was that? Oh, we got our boy coming back. Oh, yeah. Him and Jalen get out there and get the rattling and rattling out there on the outside, and along with J. Lou. All of them boys gonna be out there in these new pieces we got coming in here. Man, the defense finna beef up. What y'all talking?
That's what I'm talking about, Miss Jessica.
I'm gonna get off because I know other people trying to get in, and I ain't trying to hold you because I know I gotta get in the bed anyway because I gotta go to work in the morning. And y'all have a safe and blessed 4th of July.
Yes, indeed. I already got my 4th of July haircut. I'm ready for it. Let's go.
PVO, people, PVO.
PVO. Let me give you one of these. That's Miss Jessica right there. Miss Jessica always bring the thunder. All right, so we're gonna try to add Sadiqa. Your audio is not connected, but you might have to go out and come back in. While you're doing that, Sadiqa, just see if you can go out and come back in because it says device not connected. So by that time, we have Robert. You're next. What's good? What you got for the show?
What's going on, Law?
Not much. I'm just living.
Hey, I just called, man, up in the defense D-Law.
Yeah.
I looked at the final word.
Mm-hmm.
And they was talking about Law ain't getting his sites, and they paid him the money to get. But what you always said, people need to listen when you're talking.
Mm-hmm.
Games are lost and won at the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. People pay too much to the shiny object instead of looking at where it really kind of is down there on that line.
Mm-hmm.
And if I tell you what, if you're a defensive coordinator and you playing the Dallas defense, where you gonna roll your protection to? Which side you gonna roll it to?
Oh yeah, you're gonna roll it to D-Law.
That's why everybody opposite of him get all them sights.
Get them.
Because they either chipping him or double teaming.
Mm-hmm.
So, it don't matter who's getting it, just long as they getting bites. We got to get better up front. Like you said, if our interior guys can win them one-on-one and make that double team come to the middle, then it leaves the edges on one-on-one.
Oh yeah.
That get our defensive end a better chance of getting sight. Then that helps out the back end.
You spitting the truth now. If we can get a chance for our interior guys to just win their one-on-ones, forces the double team back inside, you will see D-Law eating. You will see Randy Gregory naturally eating. And quite funny, right now I got on the B-roll. They're working on those edge drills right now. And there goes to show you that we need those guys to bend that shoulder, get around, create that pressure, move the quarterback off his marker. The good thing about Tom Brady, he's a sitting duck. He's not going to run off into the edge. He like to climb the pocket. So if we can display that level of intensity, week 1, creating pressure up the middle, we're going to have a good season.
Exactly. The games are won in the trenches.
Tell them.
They is. If the offensive line ain't holding up for the quarterback, he ain't got time to throw the ball. So I don't give a darn how good a route runner you got. If the quarterback can't get him the ball at the top of his route, it ain't no good.
Facts.
It starts at the line of scrimmage. That's where he's won at. Whoever could win that battle, that's the team that wins the game. On either side of the ball. And for as law goes, I believe we got some boys in there now can get some double teams on them, so them boys there can eat and leave them linebackers roaming free. Oh man, we can have something special.
And that's what we need. If the linebackers can fly and roam free, man, we'd see a total change of this team. We'd see a difference as it relates to like productivity. I can only imagine how Ray Lewis would have looked like without big Tommy Saragusa up there in the middle and Sam Madison, all of those big boys, So he had help. And that's what we need to figure out too. We got big boys, Brandon Urban, he's a 6'7" guy, although he's not as wide or what have you, but at least he can clog the passing lanes and he's very good against the run. And then as a substitutional rotational situation, Big Bo, big plug, 330 pounds. So that's north of what we had from Antoine Woods, who was a starter, who was like 5'11", 6 foot at 301, 302. So that's a major difference.
Well,
I encourage people to look up that.
That's a perfect example.
Right.
We lost that playoff game against the Rams. Where did we fall short at?
Stopping the run.
On the defensive line. That front. Couldn't hold up. It wasn't the offense was doing their part.
Right.
The front couldn't hold up. Same thing happened last year. And they talk about, and I'm going to say this and I'm going to get off and let the lady get on here. They talking about the Washington Redskins. Like you said, they won one more game than us.
Right.
The Giants beat them twice.
Get them.
Oh, what? It's just like Tampa Bay. Yeah, they had a good team. But if it had been a regular season with teams could have had training camps and preseason games, the competition they faced wasn't as strong as it's going to be this year.
Get them, yeah.
The reason they did it, they had a more of a veteran squad in key positions. Let's see what they do this year when the teams get a chance to practice and get together and organize. Let's see what they do this year.
Man, you're spitting the truth. Really appreciate you for calling in on this beautiful night. Let's continue to grind and shine. Appreciate you, Robert.
Yeah, man. You have a good holiday, you and your family, man.
You as well. Likewise. Let me give you one of these. That was a good one. That was a good one. That was a good one. Y'all like that new drop, DC for life. What you got for the show? What you got?
Hey, brother. Hey, I'm not trying to hold you up because I know I was on here earlier, but I just wanted to say something on I'm not hating on Jessica. Don't get me wrong. I love Jessica. I love how optimistic she is and everything. And but the only thing I have to say about how she compared last year and everything, well, we've got to study what we did wrong last year to make sure that it doesn't repeat again this year. We got to go over the footage and everything and study the footage to see what we did wrong last year to improve. So, but But I mean, don't get me wrong, we're gonna have a killer defense this year. Dan Quinn's down in the dirt with the guys. He's down there in the trenches with them, and that's why I love him so much. But I'm not Mike Nolan. He statistically, every defense that he's been with hasn't been good. Right. But I'm not trying to discredit the guy, but at the same time, last year he didn't get the chance to be on the field with the guys.
Right.
And he didn't get the chance to coach them up because of COVID-19. Mm-hmm. So, but even if I'm sorry, I'm not a Mike Nolan fan.
Right. I get where you're coming from on this one. He didn't get a complete fair shake at this. He didn't get a full. He didn't get a chance to show his full body of work. He didn't get to all season. And then anytime you're transforming or transposing what you did from 2019 to 2020. It was difficult. Not everybody bought into his system. Not everybody bought into his message, and that's hard to convey over pandemic and over Zoom calls. So he had a horrible deck of cards, right?
Yeah, and also I might add, unlike Mike Nolan, Dan Quinn, it seems like he got most of the draft picks this year. So. Which I don't think Mike Nolan really had many draft picks that he had last year. But, I mean, we mostly went defense, thank God,
Facts, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we definitely needed to improve on. And I think our secondary, there's people out there that are going to be skeptical, but, I mean, it couldn't be no worse. And, I mean, as far as the run stop game, it definitely can't be no worse this year. So,
yeah, just knocking on some wood there. but
yeah, you're all good saying.
Yeah. The thing is, and this is where I believe, I just want this defense to play together, the unity part of it. They're not going to be there week one as it relates to a collective. So that's why our offense needs to step it up and be there, right? So I'm not going to sit here and say, well, the defense is going to hold everybody to 12 points. That would be kind of crazy. Now, pie in the sky, and I can tell you everybody that lied and say, yeah, man, we're going to hold everybody to 10 points. No, we would want that to happen. But realistically, this defense, there will be some growing pains because of the fact that we got a lot of youth. And there's nothing wrong with youth, because I want these guys to play with effort, energy, flying out to the ball, jump routes. I want them to do that without a worry to say, hey, if I make a mistake, I'm going to be benched. No, we want these guys to not peak in September and October. I want these guys to peak on the latter end. And that is exactly what the Buccaneers just did, right? They peaked in the latter part of the season. They didn't peak in September. Nobody was talking about the Buccaneers for crying out loud in September.
No.
Yeah.
But I mean, I honestly think this defense, if we get to the 20th rank, I would be totally ecstatic about that, because that's a drastic improvement right there.
Well, I believe we're gonna be better than the 20th ranking. That's just me just thinking, but I think we'll get there though. I think
I'm a diehard Cowboys fan.
Facts.
So, and I mean, our defense last year was obviously atrocious. The year before, I think we were we were ranked way higher than what we were this past year.
Right.
But I think this defense this coming year is going to be a lot better. And I work at a steel plant, and I deal with parts that are coming out at 2,000 degrees in a warehouse that is we got fans, but it's not climated environment. But I think in the sense of what I work, our defense is going to bring that heat this year.
I love the similarities of it, working at still playing with 200 degrees of metal coming out of that chute, and you still got to move it. You got to do all of those things with it, and you got the right protection. You got the right gear on, right? You got the right area, right?
2,000 degrees, but I'm not gonna lie, we don't have the right protection. I've got.
You don't.
No, I still
how you
get
make it work,
blisters on my fingers.
Oh, how you make it work? What kind of tools you using?
A metal hook and everything on my less dominant hand, and then on my dominant hand, that's what I use to move the part, and I have to cut it in several different areas with a machine and everything. And then it when they first come out, like when you first start on the shift, it's hot as can be, and they will burn through. I wear 3 layers of gloves, and they will burn through that
real quickly, right? You see, You see what you just explained was that last season, same equipment, same everything, but we didn't have that metal hook. You see that metal hook, you can't do nothing, right? Can't do nothing. Dan Quinn is that metal hook. The defense is going to be hot. Dan Quinn is now going to be there to maneuver that thing. Although it might not be the right piece of equipment now, because there's still going to be some things that he's going to have to learn and say, okay, this player can do this player can't do that. Oh man, it splashed on my arm here. I got to hurry and get it off. But now he at least got the metal hook. That will be the actual Jabril Cox, Keanu Neal, DeMonte KZ, Michael Parsons. Those are the hook. You see, we didn't have that athleticism last season. You see, Mike Nolan might have thought about it, okay, we're going to switch to this, we're going to switch to that, but he didn't have the hook. He was just getting burned left and right. This year, we got the hook, man.
Yep, because you're using that hook to grab that hottest part of that part, and trust me, if you get too close, that part's going to let you know real quick.
Parsons is going to let people know real quick. When you get too close to him, he's going to burn you up. And guess what? Somebody can blaze for free now and won't get in trouble. His name is Randy Get Down Gregory. He's going to be able to blaze it up,
smoke weed every day,
and not have any worries. So he got himself a hook. And, so this team finna go crazy. Hey, I appreciate you for calling in for the second time. Let's continue to grind DC for life. That's why your name is DC for life, because you believe in the Dallas Cowboys, and this thing is finna go crazy. We got that hooked for this year. Let's go.
Hey, can I ask you one question, Law?
You got it. What's good?
Another YouTube follower I follow said that with Randy Gregory, he's under the old I don't know what you call it, like the old stipulations of the NFL with what's the president? The president's name. Gosh,
not Rooney.
Of the NFL. But anyways, they were saying that under his old agreement and everything with smoking weed and everything, that even if he does it now, he would be violated. But I didn't know if that was accurate, because with the new stipulations.
Well, with the new stipulations, from my understanding, he grandfathered in as far as his old suspensions and things like that. That's what they was talking about. But since they passed this new ruling, this new billing, they can't just crucify one and not the other. So what's going to happen here, there's still penalties for smoking it. You can't escape that. But instead of missing games, you just miss money on a paycheck. And I'm quite sure there's ways to circumvent that, Jerry Wayne Jones. You know what I'm saying? Jerry can always circumvent stuff, Oh, there's a fine for you for doing this. Oh, all you have to do is just say, hey, Jerry, I got this fine from the NFL, and they probably throw him something under the rug. I believe that's how that thing worked from here. And I could be 1,000,000% wrong, but from my notion that's probably how they would do it, Still allow him to smoke it,
I agree.
You just find him, but there's a fine, dog, But you know how it goes. But appreciate you, man.
Love you, brother.
Love you too, man. Let's go.
Let's go.
This is Sparta!
All right, Cowboy Nation. That was the last caller right there of the hour. Really appreciate you guys for being part of this episode, and DC for life. And thank everybody that called in. Thank everybody who wanted to call in but didn't call in. And thank those who supported this channel. And thank everybody, man, that hit that like button too. I see Israel, he hit the like button. Albert and Starboy, C-Pain, appreciate you. Y'all check out his music. Kenny, all of those people that's on the Facebook. Spencer Wright, I see you. Jimmy Coleman, thank you for subscribing, man. I appreciate you guys. Sin City Cowboy, thank you as well for the donation. Yeah, y'all know I appreciate all of the love and adulations, man. And Trey, thank you for becoming a member on this episode. Thomas Dixon, thank you.
Redskins will be a very good team this year.
Yes, indeed. And let's go with that. Stelios, he had something to say too. Thank you for calling in and being part of this episode. So it was great, man. And let me know if y'all like this long B-roll, you know. This is the longest B-roll in life, but this was all of the footages that I had when I was out there in Oxnard. This was way back 2 years ago, I believe, a year and a half ago. So
talented defense ran by Ron Rivera is dangerous in his second year.
Oh yeah, that was from Swayze, and thank you for that, Swayze. Shout out to you, Alex. Thank you so much for dropping the super chat as well. So, I mean, y'all stayed with me for this long of a time, and I always love spending time with you guys. I love all of you guys, for real, for real. And shout out to you, Jay Hughes. She said, I really low-key had that music playing, and I thought that you guys were not able to hear it, but that meditation music, relaxation, so your mind, I always love to listen to that type of music. Put you in another area. You know, DeJuan says nice footage. Yeah, so hopefully this year, if allowed with access, we'll have it even better, you know, clearer. I got an updated camera.
Randy Godzilla Gregory.
Yeah, that's from Stelios. Appreciate you, Stelios. I have a more up-to-date camera, so that is going to be even clearer. That's actually footage that you guys are able to see. Was all brought to you by the iPhone, shooting at 4K. And I got that phone, it was like 2 weeks before I got out there. And I did everything with the iPhone, believe it or not. And I did a decent job, you know. What I would do is, once this episode is completed. Appreciate you for the donation, Alex. And once this episode is completed, we would go back and we would just upload just this clip so everybody can have it, you know. And shout out to those that's on the Patreon. Shout out to your Uncle Charles. Thank you for being part of the episode too, man. Always being here from left to right, man. If you can just contributing, just voicing your opinion in the chat, I really appreciate that. I will upload this episode. Y'all want me to premiere this episode or just upload it naturally? Maybe I'll give you guys some rest. First thing in the morning, I'll upload this training camp and maybe archive it as 2000 and such training camp. Maybe we'll do that. Mike Meticulous Detail Podcast, they keep talking. Yeah. Washington football team. I think this is my honest thoughts on the Washington football team. Honest thoughts. I believe that the reason why a lot of people are talking about the Washington football team, because their fan base on the social media atmosphere grew last season. They was in dormant for a long time. I think there was only Louis T, production out there. Shout out to him. He's one of my dogs over there. It was only him. Maybe some other Washington fan out there. But now I look around, I see multiple Washington team fans out there. Just becoming fans of talking, because they wasn't doing it when they was called the Redskins, right? So now that they had this, they won the division groove, now they got a little hair on their chest, they want to poke it out and say, hey, this is what I've done, And that's why I believe you hear the echoes of Washington team winning this and winning that. Don't know that if they let Daniel Jones sweep them last season, right? You know for sure if Dak Prescott was healthy, Dak Prescott would have swept them. I believe even with Mississippi State defense, you know. So it is what it is. Shout out to them, right? You know, shout out to them for winning and winning one more game than the Dallas Cowboys. And shout out to the coach because y'all know I love Ron Rivera storyline, defeating cancer and still being able to coach. Yeah. So shout out to them. Shout out to them for all of that. All right, Cowboy Nation, I'm gonna get on out of here and see you guys in the AM. But I appreciate everybody, man. Shout out to you, Fred. I see you over there on the Facebook group. Let's continue to grind and shine. Yeah. Let's go.
Randy Godzilla Gregory.
And I think this thing, I think my AI is on repeat now. She messing all the way up. Y'all hear Randy Godzilla Gregory. Oh, my AI. What's going on with her? Yeah, she need to go to bed, huh? She tired, boss. She tired. Y'all already know what's about to happen. Let me see if I can get this. Y'all was listening to some of that good mellows. Y'all like it? Let me turn it up. Yeah. Sadiqa. Appreciate you. Stay at home. Rider Cowboy, appreciate you. On y'all way out, y'all be sure to hit that like button. I'm finna give y'all some extra views. I'm just trying to, when I start talking like that, I'm looking for it. Y'all know me too long for right now. Yeah. I can't mix it though. Can't mix it. There we go. Prize fighter. Even when he's down, he continued to swing. He continued to fight. He's continued to figure things out, Cowboy Nation. He is. And I always tell people, if you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time and your peace and your sleep for it, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad enough that you don't get tired of it, and it makes you hold all of the things tawdry and cheap for it, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you'll gladly go out there and sweat for it, and fret for it, and plan for it, and lose all terror of God or man for it, if you would just simply go after the thing you want, the dogged and grim, and besiege and beset it with the help of Almighty Cowboy Nation, regardless of what you are doing, or where you at, or who you are, you will get it. Write that down in the fabrications and the thoughts of your heart, soul, and sinew. Put that somewhere close to your mind. Let this understand this right here, Cowboy Nation, that you too, all you got to do is just change your thoughts, and you can elevate these days, Cowboy Nation. I'm not lying. I'm talking to you guys off of true experience. We got this, Cowboy Nation. We do. Let's go. Turn me up. Yo. Yeah, I love it. Nation. The craziest guy y'all know. I promise you I am. Yeah. Yeah. Come on. Watch how that beat jump in. That beat jump in, he gonna bite you.
Nowadays, nothing really excites me. Only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's ice. I got wifey on blingin' she ice. Freeze, photo, please, no photos. G's, no, please, no photos. Hit the door and the doorman just whole team here.
Cowboy Nation all day.
Young, but I move like a new deal to my lawyer. If it down in my management, I'm just warming up a way till I old producers saw the numbers one. Different colors in my baggy light. Chalk it up, talk of the town where you're talking up. Wanna get you a ring and you tough enough. Wanna get you new things with your pockets dull. Run it up. I used to be quiet and out of luck. Now I move up and move humble cause the hate and the jealousy. My mama telling me count up your blessings and run it up. Nowadays nothing really excites me. Only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's ice. I got wifey on blingin' she ice. Freeze, photo, please, no photos. G's, no, please, no photos. I keep giving game away. I put game on layaway.
Nation.
I got paid to play today.
Come on.
I get paid to stay away. I get paid on rainy days. I might make it rain today. I got paid off pain today. Thought it'd take the pain away.
Daryl,
in my own
appreciate
lane,
ya.
finger roll. I would never sell my only soul.
Don't sell
Heard
it.
your whole team was for sale. Heard it's on the market for the low.
The one.
Who the realest, we might never know.
Sadiqua.
All this acting, you gon' play a role. Give you the world when they sign you up.
Paul,
Try you
I
out
see,
and then they
fam.
line you up.
Ooh,
Now you're
it's
looking
Jessica.
hungry,
Let's
ribs
roll.
are touching, need some food.
Need some food
Now you're
over
all
there,
on
y'all.
live acting surprised, but you was
Jonathan
fooled.
Johnson, let's go.
Boy, get out the way, it's been a day, now you're old news.
Yeah.
Now you got the pen and pad, you're trying to take my moves. Nowadays, nothing really excites me. Only one of me and nobody
for
like me.
Eastside
Phone
Harold.
ringing and I tell him it's ice. I got wifey on blingin' she freeze, photo.
He needs some milk.
Yeah.
G's, no,
Lean forward a little bit, Eastside.
Nowadays, nothing really
How
excites
dare
me.
you.
Only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's ice. I got wifey on blingin' she freeze, photo, please, no photos. G's, no, please, no photos.
Cowboy Nation. Eastside Harold said, hey, Law, put the call-in number down, man. Law, I'm going to spit my mind. We was live like 95, so Eastside, lean forward just a little bit. Don't, how dare you? You the one kicked it off and said, hey, let's call, hey, what a call-in number is, man, I can speak my mind. Put the call-in number, put the link out there. Did y'all hear or see Eastside Harold? Huh? Y'all let me know. If not, we can let this thing.
I ran up a check, I might do it again. Enemies close, had me thinking they're friends. 10 toes down, I'll be free until the end. Crib outside the city, I don't feel safe in my hands. Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again.
Tell them.
Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up.
DJ Law time now, baby.
Everything is on me.
This for Eastside Harold again.
Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what?
My dog's at, man.
Everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what?
No
Told you
slap.
I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck, country heart. I might cop a farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold-hearted, now I'm backed up. Keep it real, I do this once a month. I don't rap much. I just take the money and go stack up. Only buying car to get tatted up. All that other bull, it don't matter much. You only climb me, I put the ladders up. No fault. I done doubled up on the workload. I think I fell in love with the bankroll. Pray up, get money, then we lay low.
Watch this.
Then we lay low. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me.
It's on me, baby.
Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Told her if it's all me, everything is on me. Gon' back it up. Matter what? Told ya I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me. Gon' back it up. Matter what? Told ya I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up.
Y'all add it up. One more. We're gonna slow it down just a little bit. Yeah. Come on. Let's go. Let's ride with the nation. Best side, baby. Not the east side. West side. Let's go, baby. Shout out to all of the people that's gonna be out there in Oxnard. I can't wait to see y'all lovely faces. Come on. Shout out to the Lunatic. I see you, fam. It's Modius in the house. We grinding, we grooving tonight, baby. Skeptical fan, let's go. Robert, appreciate you, man. Good call from you earlier. Yay. Don't let this street light. Come on. DC for life, appreciate you, fam. It's that weekend haircut. Yeah, come on. Paul, I appreciate you. Jay Hughes, all day. Trey Day, I see you, fam. Turn me up a little bit more. Let's go. Y'all see the cup?
7 more and another one. And another one. I think you was the one I lost. 7 wonders all in one.
Let's grind to this, baby.
All in one. Don't let the street lights hit you all alone.
Don't let them hit you. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Where my world at? Like to see the world spin. If I can find it. There we go. 5, 4, 3, 2. Spin for me. Greatest running back. Y'all see him. Emmitt Smith. Much love to you, Daryl. Appreciate you. Uncle Charles. Let's grind.
If a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far.
Let's go.
So far, so far.
Lady Jessica, let's go. Mike Meticulous Detail Podcast. Let's grind.
So far, so far. If a paper crane can fly, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on.
The boys singing that one, boy. They singing it. Yeah. Fourth of July weekend. Let's go. Hey. Number 6, we gonna be in the mix, baby. We out. Yeah. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. We out.